but there are a lot of CP squared has 51 minus degrees of freedom, making on the way home, I got hungry and I ate it. We're Americans and we only like competition, okay? I'm eating and I'm reading a book, and this waitress comes up. You are satellite.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Exactly. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. We'll find out if we're getting closer to that or not. Honestly, I think we're totally getting closer and closer to the dystopian future that we are going to be talking about today. So let's go ahead and bring in our stream pervs. I'm not even going to say that anymore. You're just all stream pervs. And yes, I'm sorry, Brainless, but you are. I mean, you're still our co-host. But I don't even need to say that because y'all freaks know who's already as good as of the bees hears. So let's bring them all in. And let's say, do the intros, say hello to the Summer Chat, and get into the meat and potatoes. I do have one more music video I want to show because I wanted to talk about. So those songs that I played in the beginning, they were already dystopian stuff. I have another thingy over that's talking about technology taking over. Then we'll get into the meat and potatoes. And I do have other songs that were from Blade Runner and other things like Ghost in the Shell that we'll be referencing. So we may play a couple other thingy bobbers as palate cleansers, but we'll see when we get there. So now let's go ahead and bring in the peeps.
But some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Yes, I guess you're right.
Awesome. And there is our Ned's new intro. How are y'all doing?
All right.
Good to hear.
Oh, it's pretty good.
How are you doing, Ned?
Why is my avatar still round instead of square?
We're all round.
round.
All the parts are round. An FYI. It's
Great.
just because the way they do that here.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of air, and I know it's the fish tanks, but there's a lot of air, Ned, on your side. If you could probably mute while you're not talking, that would be awesome. Or if we could figure out another way for you to put up your noise gate.
Noise gate doesn't work. If I put on my noise gate, then I sound like talking to a clock or something.
Okay, so when you're not talking, will you just please mute? Just because, that's a lot of background noise on our end. And I wish I could fix it, but I don't know how to fix it on my end. So let's go ahead and do the intros. Okay, I'm going to do that. Ned, you need to be muted when you're not talking.
Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and/or hosts. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by this channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
It's just like Killer Cop 4, but she's got Hema instead of fry cook balls. I need you, Action Bastard. Action Bastard, I need you. Action Bastard, I need you. Why am I wasting time dancing?
You want to know why? Because the world is fucking flat, dog. And everything that you see up there, as far as like planets or stars, yeah, guess what, dude? It's fucking fake. It's just lights up there. The government put those lights up there so you dummies could just act like there's something up there.
Wait a second, are you a flat earther?
Call a crackhead. You're stupid.
Yeah, you're stupid. Okay. I turned down your audio just a little bit, so it's not as hissy. But if you don't mind muting whenever you're not talking, Ned, that would be awesome. Let's go ahead and say hello to the side of my chats. I'm gonna mute you right now, and you should be able to unmute yourself, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna do that right quick though. Okay, yeah, my brain can't do that while there's nothing going on. When we start playing things, totally you can keep playing.
Any hissing myself.
Yeah, I know, but if you watch it back on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
But anyways, so once we start playing things, you can totally unmute yourself. Just like when there's no noise going on, like my brain can't do this. But anyways, it's not your fault. I know. I'm not. But let's say hello to Setup and Chat. Then let's start play the things and stuff, and let's get into the meat and potatoes because we have so much to go over. I honestly never thought we were going to actually talk about this. Like when I was doing drugs 20 years ago before I got sober, and I like made a lot of the music that I made in the past, I didn't actually think we were actually going to get here, but I thought it would be fun to think about it. But now we're fucking here. Like the songs that I made, honestly, like turned out to be the Ghost in the Shell and the Blade Runner and the dystopian future that I thought about. Like Till Terror Tuesday will terrorize you, knock down your door, and eat your brains. We'll eat your brains. I never thought that was going to be real, but like it's going to become something real soon. And same with this music video we're going to show.
Yeah, like
so let's.
Because how else is Mega gonna get intelligent? Like, if they not eat the brains of the left, you know?
Well, no. It's going to be the poor eating the rich. It's going to be us taking over the rich is what's going to happen. Yeah. And that's not what I thought when I wrote that song. That's not what I thought was going to happen. But that's what's going to happen now is the poor are going to eat the rich. We're literally going to eat the rich. Hey, Canadian Ollie.
Hey, Ollie, man.
Hey, Ollie.
We have Stop This Stupid.
Oh.
Hey,
we have an Ivy Chan.
Ivy Chan.
Hey, bitch.
A Demon Orb. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this.
Yeah.
Which is a song I wrote.
No.
Let's see how long ago I wrote this song because this was posted when it was, let's see, 14 years ago. I wrote this song and did this with Pseudo Kiss Masochist was the name of the performer that I did this song with. He did the beats for most of it, but I wrote the song and then I sung on it. Technically, I am the front man of the singing, but both of us kind of sing exactly the same, so it sounds like an echo, kind of. Hey, Carrie, welcome.
Hi, Carrie.
Thanks for being here in the background. And again, you don't need to see any of this. Just listen, and if it's too annoying, just put it on mute and just keep it playing. Thank you for being here. 14
years ago, I was 7.
You mean... Wait. Who was 7, 14? Wait, what again? Me. I thought that was Ned. Wait, Ned would be...
No.
Okay, sorry. But anyways, yeah, totally. All right. So here we blow with the song Do Cyborgs Need to Eat is technically the theme. And once we do it, once we play it, I will go over like the whole theory behind it, because this leads in to the theory of cyberpunk becoming a real thing.
Ooh.
I was probably 38 at the time. I don't remember how old I was. I'm 43 now, and that was 12 years ago. So somebody else do the math, because I'm not doing the math right now. But let's crack on.
I'm not doing drugs.
It
27.
I don't care. Sure. Okay. Sure. Whatever anybody says, I don't fucking care. But let's crack on with this. So this is about the cyborg dystopia. You was minus 20. Yeah, exactly. Ivy. Yeah. Go ahead and unmute yourself if you want, Ned. As long as there's background, I'm okay. But I unmute. I don't. Yeah, we can. I did not realize this song was so pertinent to right now until this morning. So I'm talking about the people that are in charge of the nuclear warheads and them not being there. I didn't know how on I was going to be about that. Nuclear. 10,000 words, that's in my hands. That's because the 10,000 warheads that we didn't have control over because of people not being there, they exploded, and then now we got into this. So what's really funny is I semi-pretended, I'm going to pretend that I predicted Elon Musk coming in and firing everybody and this becoming this dystopia with this, because the next thing that we have to say is yeah, okay. Thank you for giving up the game. Stop the stupidity. Yeah, being a time traveler, I already know. Yeah, shh. Don't give up the son of a bee sting.
Lol.
With an itchy trigger finger, 18,000 warheads. That's not in my hands. Apocalyptic Badlands. Watch the collapse. Oh, destruction. Do they have to eat? Or does the machinery look? Really mean? We're only going to go through this last phrase and then we'll be done. So mainly, this is just the starter of what we're going over today is I didn't understand that album that I put out about the apocalypse was going to be so true. I honestly thought it was going to be a fake thing and that dystopian techno state was, or techno world was not going to be a thing. But where we are, unfortunately. So, but fuck it is all I gotta say at this point, because I don't know how else to say it. And here,
I liked it. I thought it was very Depeche Mode-y, really good.
Thank you. I didn't realize how on point it was going to be talking about the warheads still, because that many years ago, nobody was talking about nuclear anything. It was in that like ebb and flow of like, oh, everybody's going to get along and stuff. But I was like watching Ghost in the Shell and Blade Runner, and I was going through some weird things by myself. I had just kicked out the girlfriend that I had for 4 years or something out of my living space because she sat around and did nothing but play video games all day and cry that she needed all this money for marijuana and stuff, doing nothing. I was in a weird place in life, but I was looking at a lot of cybernetics, and I think that's around the time that I got the nanobot tattooed on my wrist or hand and wrist. But anyways, this just leads into us talking about this, which is, did science fiction prophesy anyways prophesize our tech broligarchy?
Absolutely.
And this, oh yeah. So the person who wrote this, Juan Cole, says, as a boy, I can still remember going to the Donnell Library just off 53rd Street. Hey, nerdy, welcome to the silliness. And doing marijuana is lots of fun stuff. No, yeah, Ken I has lots of monies for marijuana, so I can sit around and do nothing and stuff. Totes. You just hang out here enough, and you'll get enough monies for the marijuanas to sit around and do nothings. Anyways, and nice one, brainless. But anyway, so let's crack on with this, and I'm gonna skip around a little bit, but I will go with the first paragraph, and then I may skip around. But I think the way for us, we'll probably read the whole thing. I don't fucking know. Anyways, with science fiction novels under my arm, thought in my young life I never traveled far. In my mind, thanks to these books, I was a planetary journeyman. Jules Verne's took me to the moon, not to speak for the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. H.G. Wells left me in the middle of London as the Martians were invading. Isaac Asimov. I'm sorry if I butchered that.
Isaac Asimov.
Oh, thank you.
He wrote I, Robot in about 1950.
Yeah, and that's what I think that's what.
He also penned the 3 laws to make them behave.
Yeah, and I think that's the first thing you mentioned was the thing. It transported me into the Milky Way to experience the fall of whoever that is. Will you please let that in?
Yes.
Hey, Al, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Sorry.
Awesome. Well, welcome
to
the
party.
It's okay. Well, welcome to the insanity. We're getting to the first article, so you're okay.
But you're Canadian, so we can forgive you for that.
All right, thanks.
Will you please?
Canada's better than
God damn it! I was gonna say, well, you have to say I'm sorry, and you totally fucking said it. So never mind. I'm not gonna have to say.
Right.
You were right on it.
I'm right on it, man.
Exactly, because you are Canadian, so that does make sense. Anyways, let's crack on and let's keep reading. You're just in the beginning of this article, and it's going to make way more sense when we get further into it. So, Al and everybody else, if you have just came into this, we're beginning this thingy. Yeah, exactly. I'm so sorry, eh? And I'm your buddy guy friend or what, and we'll talk about that later.
But I think Nerdy Rodin is like a pretender. I don't think Nerdy Rodin's a Canadian at all.
No, I believe they're American, but I could be wrong.
That's
sure he's a Brit.
You can see that because they're saying
Brit? Okay.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, eh?
Yeah,
he didn't have an A, so you know he's an imposter.
Okay, so now let's get to transported me into the Milky Way to experience the fall of a galactic empire. Ray Bradbury whisked me into an increasingly bookless future. Philip, I don't remember what they did, but anyways, we're going to get into all of the sci-fi of this in just a second. Philip K. Dick led me into a lot of holes. I mean, into a planet where my country had lost World War II and had been occupied by the Japanese and the Germans. That's a very interesting book. If you've not read that, if you want to get mind fucked, go ahead and read it. While Ursula L. I don't know how to say that because I know it's like French or something.
It's Le Guin or
it's something I don't know. But anyways,
but it'd be Le Guin.
Okay. Sure. I'll go with Le Guin. But I think I don't care. I do, but I'm not. Anyways, sure. Ursula left me on a bisexual planet of Gethian, and so it went. But until recently, I must admit that science fiction remained just that, blank or space fiction. I never truly felt I was on a sci-fi planet. Yes, I experienced American presidents of wild, varying types, skills, and horrors ranging from John F. Kennedy and to Dwight D. Eisenhower, to Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, and what I went through out of all of these that I knew was George W. Bush and his son, senior, and his son. I remember going through the rest of them.
I remember Reagan.
I don't. I mean, I was around then, but I don't remember it because I wasn't political or my brain was too young to understand how government politics works. You know what I'm saying? I was just a little tunnies munchkins. So I never imagined that someday some of the other so many other Americans, myself included, whether they wanted to or not, would become apprentice to one Donald J. Trump and his pal Elon Musk, the richest man on twat, still passes for planet Earth, and the characters distinctly out of some grim otherworldly fiction writer's imagination. Yeah, it feels like we are in a comic book for sure, or adult novel for all you people that want to get up arseholes, but calling it comic book, you weird. Anyways,
I think you mean an adult novel, like
that later,
maybe like just a graphic novel, not necessarily like an adult.
Yeah, a graphic novel.
Right? Sure, graphic novel. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, but no. Yes.
I mean, I'm not saying viewer discretion should not be advised.
No, but that's what it's called. It's called a graphic novel, but it's a hilarious one. It's a comic book, and then these. Anyways, we'll talk about that later.
Well,
it really
does
doesn't
have
matter.
like comic book villains, so
it's comic book.
They're the same thing technically, but anyways, we'll talk about that later. There's really no reason for us to go over that.
The length, really. It's not so much the art.
Oh, because it's bound a little bit differently, and they put a hardcover on it. I'm just kidding. We'll talk about that later. Distinct from some grim otherworld fiction writers, still pass for planet Earth and characters specifically out of grim otherworldly fiction writers. Neither, of course, did any science fiction novelist, and yet, as we live through Trump's second coming, jeez, God, son of a beast thing that is a thing. It's hard to not feel that for the first time in our lives. Well, I'm just going to say it the way he wrote it. I'm actually in a science fiction novel on another planet. Admittedly, I don't even know who the author of this work of fiction might be, and I can't claim the full grasp of the plot, but I do sense that there, and with that's weird how they wrote that, but it is just stop. And with that in mind, son of a beat, why did they write that this way? Let me turn you over to Tom Dispatch Regular, that the person who wrote this, Juan Cole, who runs the must visit informed comment. I don't know. So let's get into. Come on, computer.
I can't believe that Michael Crichton wasn't mentioned. Philip K. Dick, yeah, he wrote Minority Report and things like that. He was a good, but that was more futuristic, but dystopian was Crichton. Look, Westworld. He wrote Westworld.
Yeah,
that
okay.
was when
Yeah.
robots
I
turned
think
bad.
that like the references made here are Creighton is more contemporary than these other ones, like Ray Bradbury and Ursula Le Guin, or
Well,
like
she's Earthsea, isn't she? She wrote Earthsea. I didn't go. I've only read a couple of her novels. I didn't really get on with them.
Yeah, I think I was forced to in school.
Oh, well, we'll wait till that person's back. Okay, yeah. But let's crack on, because I want to talk about the actual cyberpunk nation, or what we're talking about today, because I literally have like 3 hours of stuff to go through, but I know we don't have that time. So let's try to just stick on track and to not get sidetracked as much as we can. I know how this stream works, so I am going to say I know that that's not how that's going to work, but let's crack on. So, Cyberpunk Nation. The opening weeks of the second Trump administration have produced daily headlines that read, "No, this is not hyperbolic. As soon as Brainless comes back, we'll say hello to you, and you know who you is, and you know why we're waiting. Like science fiction, the speculate of the South African tech billionaire and his cronies staging a 21st century cyber coup with the whatever, I don't care anymore, of an aging lunatic of a president beggars belief. Elon Musk. Thank you. Elon Musk has given vast powers to young, even teenager-led philanthropists like Edgar Big Balls Corzens. I don't care about saying his last name. I'm not going to say his last name because that's giving him credence. I should not have said his name other than Big Balls, who's 19 years old, who had earlier been employed by Musk's brain chip project in Neuralink, and has now been made special advisor of the state's Department's Bureau of Diplomatic Technology and the Department of Homeland Security. He has all of our information if you live in the Americas and maybe even other countries. I don't know how much they have, but this is what we're talking about and why we're talking about Cyberpunk Nation. This is what we're going to talk about it, and we're going to show it in just 5 fucking seconds that's what they were talking about. Just like within the concept, the forbidden words and concepts have remained. Are you back yet? Goddamn motherfucking Brainless. It's just like George Orwell's dystopian novel, 1984. And I don't expect everybody to have read the book, but I think most of us have seen the movie, right? I mean, it came out.
I read the book.
Okay, sweet. Well, I know everybody on the panel. Obviously, that's why y'all are here, because
because we're so well read.
Or we are trying to help change the world, even though there's only 10 people watching and we're not, but we're here because.
Don't discount all the people that are going to watch the back catalog of.
We're learned, and most of the people who do this it's usually just Pastor that is the one that isn't learned, that is the one we're trying to turn.
We're trying to reject the Pastor Huck.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's crack on with.
Project 2025 is taking you into
the
Margaret
cyber.
Atwood's dystopian world. You know, the
Well, no,
Handmaid's Tale.
So what we're talking about is cyberpunk dystopian world, which is Project 2025. Yes, exactly, dog. You hit the nail on its goddamn fucking uncircumcised or sorry, I meant to say circumcised penis. You totally hit that on that because that's exactly what these religious beeps are trying to do. They're literally trying to pigeonhole us back into this dystopia, which is going to be a cyberpunk thing. And how do we know? Let's just read on a little bit more. Actually, we're going to read this whole fucking article.
So what movie were you talking about? Well, you said like everybody would probably watched it.
1984, George Orwell.
Yes.
Nah.
And did you read the book? Did you read the book?
Have I read a book?
I read the book.
Has Brainless read a book?
No. The book 1984 from George Orwell.
No.
Okay,
Like,
that's what I was asking.
This 99% of the time when you ask, has Brainless read X book? Answer, no.
Okay. How did you learn that many languages by not reading
Was it
books?
not the
What are we talking
1%?
about? What are we? Hey, wait, what?
Watching television? School?
Okay, sure. But not just that. Let's stop really quick. Brainless. One of the other things you need to watch, because dude, Brainless has not watched so many like cultural movies. It's insane. When like what was it like 4 years ago? Queen and I, although I hate bringing up sorry, that twat, or it was like 2 years ago. We were like
a while now, mate.
It was like 2, 3, I don't care. But we were like, hey, Brainless, have you read this book?
Have you seen this?
Have you watched this movie?
It must have a list somewhere of
there's a list.
I need to watch.
There's a list of movies. He's not seen like, oh my god, so many, but it's okay. I understand
I
being
like,
Western.
I do like to piss off a lot of nerds always on the side by mentioning that I've never watched any of the Star Wars.
Sure, and I understand. I understand certain people being in certain places and not seeing certain things. But anyways, Brainless, did you see who came in on top of us inside of us?
I said that, but I think my mic didn't like it. I think
that's why you
that's why I gotta go. No, I'll do it properly.
All right, is everyone wearing hearing protection?
Bro.
There we go. All right. So here is our channel sponsor. Thank you very much, Skits, for always being here and being such so amazing. You do all the things you do for, and we'll say hello, hello, Victoria. But let's go ahead and do this.
Boink.
Have you ever noticed when Pip does the movie quiz at the end of Pip Lash? Brainless is always the first there with the Disney cartoons, and he's always straight in there. He watches the Disney cartoons.
But the thing is, like,
he has kids. Cartoon, he has kids.
Yeah, but also a Disney cartoon is so much more recognizable than a movie. Certain people are millions of movies. Like
whole new world. You sing along, don't you? Joke.
I know you missed that pussy.
Yeah.
Skits, I know you missed that pussy. All right, let me get crack on.
Wait, is that one from Jasmine or Ariel?
That's Jasmine, and that's from Aladdin.
All right, Aladdin. Okay.
And you want to know why I know that one? is because
that movie is funny without the music.
The first time I took a person to the movies at a very, very young age was to Aladdin. And guess what? My name is Landon. So when I went to school the next day, everybody called me Aladdin because I took homegirl to the movie called Aladdin. So I was called Aladdin and I was like, hey, bro, if I can fucking ride on a fucking magic carpet to take away your fucking girls. Anyways, then I'm down. I don't care. I had to embrace
I sure
being
hope
called
you're not
weird.
tell us if the drapes match the carpet.
Yeah.
Not on that cartoon, pussy, but I mean, the first time I took somebody out, no, I did not get laid. You're right. I didn't. No, she was like the richest like chick in the public school you went to, and she was like, nope, I'm not having it with you. Anyways, we'll talk about that later.
Well,
so
rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, rude cunt.
I didn't buy.
If you ever hear this, you're a fucking cunt.
Yeah, I didn't buy enough of her, and I don't care. Never mind. So, high technology and squalor.
Nerdy, behave.
What did Nerdy say?
You know, we cannot disclose that kind of information.
How much did they pay you? Yeah, no, I had to give them $20, and that was.
We cannot disclose that kind of information.
Oh, I can't do that because I signed the NDA with. Anyways, the court case is still pending, so I can't talk about it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm so joking. Okay.
Oh yeah. For him, they did find the bodies. I know how to take care of this. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay, so let's crack on. Woo! That's gonna be fun if actually somebody is watching the things.
Are you going to segue back into the subject matter of?
So now we're getting back into So high technology and squalor. So the insights into the present crisis, however, are also offered by science fiction novels that over the decades imagined artificial intelligence, brain internet interfacing, the decline of the state of the face of tech corporations, and the development of large-scale digital systems and ways they might be hacked. Such works coalesced into Cyberpunk school of sci-fi writings in the 1980s, 1990s. Where they had the tradition like novelist William Gibson may now be seen as reluctant prophets of, yes, Elon Musk's invention of the Department of Doge and the
Whoa, no. That motherfucker invented nothing.
He's never. I know. Totally.
Nothing that you can ever call Elon's invention.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for saying that, because that's completely. He stole all the things, or he bought in. Actually, okay, he didn't completely. But he bought in to the things, and to the best of our knowledge, literally, the Cybertruck is a F1 350 or 450 or 6950. I don't care.
It's none of those.
Frame on top of it. What is it? What is the frame that it's on top of?
Well, it's too light to be. It's too light to be a 350 or a 450. Those are commercial chassis.
So you think it's a 250? You think it's a 250 that he just put all that metal?
I think it's.
Oh,
I actually think it's. I don't think it has a frame. I like looking at the way they fall apart when you do truck stuff with them. I think it's literally like origami aluminum. Or stainless steel.
So supposedly, from somebody that looked at the schematics of it, they said they were based off of a frame of a certain type of that vehicle.
Well, if
I don't
that's
know
the
if
case,
that.
they, all the big three make, and even Toyota and Nissan's like half ton to 3/4 ton trucks. They're all just a ladder frame.
Well,
body on frame vehicle. Like it's to say they copied something is nothing. Like they've been built this way since the 1930s.
Yeah, and all I said was they based it off that. Did they do it? I don't fucking know. I don't care about how. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying.
Chassis.
Yeah. Totes.
But
so let's crack on.
Yeah, I was also gonna say.
Yes.
He didn't even come up with the original idea of being a useless twat.
Which being what? Yeah, no, of course, obviously. He didn't play the video games that he said that he sat around and did. He paid into PayPal. He like made this Cybertruck the shittiest way he could. His Teslas are built off of other people's models of their EVs and other things. He's never anything.
When he bought Tesla, all those models were already designed.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of them were even already in production.
And he just like changed the way the colors were on the sides or some bullshit, or added extra strips to them or something. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Let's keep cracking on with. I'm just going to read a little bit more of this, and we understand at this point in time how dystopian we're getting, because I think most of us know, but I want to get to just a couple more highlights of what we're talking about before we start talking about how Cyberpunk, not the game itself, but the genre from like Akira and Blade Runner and a handful of other things. So we're going to delve into that in just a second. So there's a cyberpunk theme that's also been shaped as a video game where Canadian South African director Neil Bomis off the grid with this mega corporation against one of the contests for dominance. They've already made this has already been a theme in a dystopian future in a anime technically. But anyways, the racist tinge to Donald Trump and Elon Musk's ongoing hacking of the government should also bring to mind the Bloomkampf it's Bloomkampf 2009 first contact movie. Unlike just District 9 is also something like that. It highlights the determination of white nationalists to cannibalize the resources of populations who had been marginalized, precisely to make them vulnerable enough to be looted. With its stimulus depiction of high-tech wonders and social squalor, and its foregrounding of corporate rather than state power, District 9 also has a significant cyberpunk theme. I'm going to go over just this really quick, and then literally all we have to do, we don't have to go over any more of this. I have a wonderful the ultimate white privilege, and that's a whole anyways. I have a video that's going to let us watch it, and it's going to be way funner than my dumbass reading this. This is awesome. So everybody please go here. Go to Tom Dispatch and here. Everybody go, if you want to read this, go here.
By the way, Slip, have you seen the filter that's being used online lately? Where you can transform a picture into a steampunk world. That shit looks that some of those things look pretty cool. I came across it a couple of times. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
Okay, so we're there, and then I want to just say this. So by mid-February, it was clear that one of Musk's acolytes, a 25-year-old, that douche nozzle. I'm not going to say people's names because I don't want to give them accreditation for being
No,
a
Slim.
fucking
No,
twat.
Slim. Just be fucking honest. You just don't want to put effort into reading a name and pronouncing it correctly.
No, I don't want to actually. It's just like a serial killer. Don't say their name because that's what they wanted. They want you to say their name, and I don't want to say certain people's names. Anyways,
No. Elon actually hates it that people know the name of his boys.
Well, I don't know if his boys want. I don't care. I don't. Shh. Has for some time attained overripe privileges at the BSF. Power that is to override the entire federal budget if he, Elon Musk, or that other douche nozzle wished to. Briefly felt that he had to resign due to past messages on social media boasting of his racism, including his advocacy for Indian hate. His cause was nevertheless adopted by Vice President J.D. Vance, whose wife is Indian. Whose wife is Yusa.
Like that.
Yeah. And his children are half and halves. And they were crying about Kamala Harris being a half and half. Son of a bee sting. Okay, let's keep cracking on with just a little bit more, and then we're gonna get into the video.
Like also like he resigned, and then Elon said like, oh, we should rehire him, and then Trump was just, oh yeah, okay,
yeah.
Oh, Big Balls is back in.
Yeah.
Or young Big Balls.
Big Balls, like, come on.
No, they rehired him. They rehired him. Anyways,
so he was someone with that name. You know they're insecure as fuck.
Well, and their whole life is to troll, or they're a troll. That their life is to be a troll. That's the
obvious fucking nerd.
Yeah, or just a troll, obvious. Anyway, so let me crack on with
those big balls have never been seen by a other woman that besides his mommy.
Yeah, no, but most of these people are in the closet gay, and we are on the side of LGBTQ and everybody, but most of these people are in the closet, just like Nick Fuentes, right? We have video of him sucking off Destiny. Literally, dude, we have video of him being gay because he's fucking gay. He hates women so much. The only reason he hates women so much is because he's gay. And unfortunately, there is a whole thingy-mabobber where people who are gay don't like the other gender, and it's a really weird thing that there's sexism against other people, but in that way, but it happens a lot, and we'll talk about it in another thing. So let's go ahead and stop sharing that, and now I want to get into the video of Ned. You can go ahead and eat yourself if you want, or you can stay in here. It's okay. So now let's get into the rise of cyberpunk and how it became a thing and how we are now a thing. Let's put it that way, I guess is the best way to put it. Excuse me, pardon me, Jesus. I want to do this. Hey, give me just a second. I want to do it this way. Come on, do it. Click. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, here we go. I want to start using the scenes more, and there's other thingy-mabobbers, but we'll figure that out later. So here we go. Here is how Cyberpunk, not the video game, but the genre, is becoming a reality in the Americas.
The world of the future is always shrouded in a dense haze of contradictions. On the one hand, dazzling neon lights, grand megacities, and impressive technologies. On the other, a world where corporate power surpasses governmental influence. Poverty becomes the norm.
Yeah, and so this is the dystopian future we're talking about. That seems to be like where we're going. And what's so funny about this is the sci-fi movies were always saying this is going to be China or Japan or Asian cultures, and guess who became this now? It was going to be other cultures, but we're totally turning into this dystopian future of exactly what they just said. And I'm going to go back 10 seconds and how you'll hear this again.
On the other, a world where corporate power surpasses governmental influence. Poverty becomes the norm. Personal freedom is an unattainable privilege for the majority.
Yep.
This is Cyberpunk.
Yep. And again, not the game, but the genre of this dystopian future of the world.
The imagery from Ridley Scott's Blade Runner has become iconic.
Yep.
Towering buildings reach for the sky, while the city beneath them is cloaked in shadow. But a genre that began with dark fantasies and literature has long since transcended the boundaries of the written page. Cyberpunk has shaped the visual language of cinema, inspired the creation of cult video games. Today, cyberpunk is more than just a genre. It is a culture that reflects our fears and hopes. This exploration delves into its impact on various forms of art and examines why it remains relevant.
I know they're probably going to say this in a second. I don't remember if they say that here or somewhere else. I was reading things because I went through a lot of content to get this stream ready. Japan was one of the first places that they made the microchip and other small tech innovations. All right, they made things smaller over there. Okay, so obviously the people that were writing novels, stories, short stories, and graphic novels eventually were going to talk about this turning into a thing. They had the more knowledge of understanding. Go ahead, Al. Say that one more time.
Oh, sorry. I can't fix my phone. Sorry, I meant to mute.
Okay,
Sorry.
go ahead. And then so, even though a lot of these people were writing about things that they barely had understanding about, the only reason they knew anything about these things is because that was happening there. So it's Japanese tech or Asian tech that started most of these, only because that was the beginning of. Now what we're going to talk about is the end. Yes, it's the beginning of the end. Literally. Go ahead and let them in.
Popped in back. Okay.
The roots of cyberpunk can be traced back to the dystopias of the early 20th century. Novels like Yevgeny Zamyatin's We and George Orwell's 1984.
So if you don't know either one of those books...
The early 20th century. Novels like Yevgeny Zamyatin's We and George Orwell.
Click them in again. I did not click them in or out, so I don't know. But
it must be your set that you have it set.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. It's the wrong. There we go.
I've heard of the first one.
What?
You don't know the?
I've never read it.
The first one or the second one?
I've heard of the first one. I've heard a lot of the Cyberpunks. But I've read a lot of the books, the original books.
I didn't.
Like, Oblivion, that all became movies.
Yeah.
Well, the Matrix, they just became movies, didn't they, from a screenplay?
Well, anyways. So in 1984,
Total Recall, all of them.
Total Recall, yeah, of course, yeah. And RoboCop and blah. But anyways, we'll get into that. But the first thing that I was exposed to about some of the first thing, the first thing I was exposed to was Blade Runner. Then it was George Orwell's 1984. And then that's when I was becoming an anarchist, where I was like, no government, no rules, no taxation, and I didn't understand how roads were taken care of, and how streetlights keep their lights on, or how like police need to be like in school zones to make sure that like people don't do horrible things to children, like run them over or other things. Then I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to be part of society. Then, now I'm doing what we do to help educate the population with what's going on around the world with things politically. But 1984, I watched the movie first and then I read the book. Let's crack on.
And quickly, Nerdy is right. Neuromancer by a William Gibson. I think there's a few of them. I think there's about 4 of them. I think I've read them all. 4 or 5 of them. Years ago, I read them. But
that's
great.
That's more like mindfuck stuff, just like Lawnmower Man. It is kind of in the genre, but it's more like mindfuck stuff. That's about like more local. Anyways, we'll talk about it later, or maybe like it does play into this. A Lawnmower Man in this, because it's all about digital beeping. And when I was a teenager, my mom took me into a bookstore and I found Hell Something, a cyberpunk thriller. And if somebody can look that up, it was in 1992. And I read that, and that shit fucked me up, bro. Like, it was about, like, going into a cyber hell that the religions would, like, steal you away, and they would plug you into a cyber hell if they found you guilty of certain crimes. Like, bro, that shit was insane. Brainless, will you look up Hell, a Cyberpunk Thriller? Look up Hell, a Cyberpunk Thriller. Not the video game, but the actual the game anyways.
Up in a second. Yep.
Please. No, that's fine. And if you're asleep, just go to sleep, and somebody else please look that up. But that is the first cyber thing.
I'm not asleep. I'm driving.
Hey, anybody else? No, anybody else? Please look up Hell, a Cyberpunk Thriller. It's a book from 1992 or something like that. That is the first version that I was exposed to that, and then Ghost in the Shell and a handful of other things I was exposed to. And George Orwell.
1984 explored themes of total control, suppression of individuality.
It's a game.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. I'm going to do it this way. We're going to do it this way.
It's a book based off a game.
No, it was a book first. Anyways, hold on. Give me.
It's written by Take Two Interactive, which is it's a game, and people only Take Two.
No, the book is 95 and the game is 94. So game first.
It was a game. Okay.
Yeah.
I was a youngin when this happened.
Hell, a Cyberpunk Thriller is basically a strategy guide to the game.
That's what I was experienced to before any of all of this stuff. Well, okay, that's not true. Like I said, Blade Runner I watched when I was very, very young, or but then Terminator I watched as well, RoboCop, and then what's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger when he gets jacked into the other world and then he goes to the Mars and
Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Oh,
And
yeah,
so
Recall.
those thingamabobbers
Totally.
I was watching as a teenager. So my brain was already being but I'm the time traveler from a gazillion years, so of course, obvious. Let's crack on.
And the power of technology over humans. These works lay the foundation for contemplating a future where technology becomes a tool of manipulation and oppression. The term cyberpunk first appeared in 19.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to step away for just a second because we're talking at the birth, and we'll talk about the actual thingies of the mabobbers getting into this. I'll be right back.
1983, thanks to writer Bruce Bethke, who used it in a short story of the same name. The word combines cybernetics, the science of control systems, and punk, a symbol of anti-authoritarian culture. This name that perfectly encapsulates a genre that merges technology with a rebellious spirit. The true birth of the genre occurred in the latter half of the 20th century. William Gibson, author of Neuromancer, became a key figure in defining cyberpunk as a standalone genre. His works introduce readers to a world where digital reality becomes an integral part of human experience, and hackers emerge as anti-heroes challenging the system. This perspective on technology and society reflected the fears and hopes of an era when computers and networks were beginning to shape a new reality. The 1980s solidified the genre's identity. The era of personal computers and growing automation inspired countless stories about how technology not only opens new horizons, but also intensifies social contradictions. Cyberpunk revealed that the brilliance of technological progress is inseparably linked to the shadows of inequality and control, making the genre a universal reflection of modern society. Cyberpunk has become an integral part of cinema's visual language. One of the first films to fully embody the genre's aesthetics was Ridley Scott's Blade Runner.
Yes, exactly. This is one of my first experiences with the genre. Before I understood the Asian cultures more, and obviously, and then Fifth Element as well, obviously, for sure. Yeah. And they're going to talk about that in a second. Like we're just springboarding. Oh my Jesus, we're just springboarding into getting into the mythology. So this is the beginning to get to later.
Wake up. Time to die.
Time to die.
The film set the standard for cyberpunk visuals.
Yeah.
Dark streets illuminated by neon lights, endless rain, and
they were totally going over the Asian aesthetic.
The stark contrast between technological brilliance and human decline. This atmosphere instantly captured.
Yeah, you were there. Remember, dog? I saw you there.
Captivated audiences and inspired generations of filmmakers.
On a Philip Dick book. From the 60s,
and called Do Electric Sheep.
Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Electric
That's
Sheep.
it. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, exactly. No, I know. Yeah.
Scott's directorial vision influenced not only science fiction, but also drama, thriller, and even art house cinema. Cyberpunk themes, loneliness in an overcrowded world, resistance against control systems, and the search for identity have made the genre universal.
Yeah, especially when what's his name? Excuse me, pardon me, when he lets in that android, and he has all those robots that are there that are like I don't remember the fucking phrase they used to say that they said. But it's exactly that. This is the dystopian future of these things that are about ready to happen in the near future. If Trump and Elon, what Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and those corporate cunts, what they want is this to become a thing because they can make money off of us all being electronic, all being neuralized, all going to where we're showing all of our everything through this. Like he's wearing a device that's just fucking streaming and showing everything that he's doing right there. That's what they want.
Ghost in the Shell
Everyone who
examines the
has,
boundaries between humans and machines.
Everyone who has Alexa, know that's getting fucking dumber by the day, that fucking thing. And he's making it dumber because he wants to charge for this new super duper AI Alexa that you can actually chat with and things like that. So he's purposely making his fucking Alexa stupid.
Well, and not just that.
Stupid,
not just that, but now they just got rid of the goddamn fucking education system. So now you don't have people learning even more than they already were not learning. Like literally, our education system was so dumb. It was redonkulously silly. But let's try on. Yeah. Exactly. And that's where we're getting to. We're going to go over that in another stream, how idiocracy is turning into this. But honestly, when I
literally have President Not Sure now.
I know.
No, don't insult Nacho. Nacho was more intelligent than the president that America has now.
Probably. But anyways, let's crack on. But this is what the tech oligarch.
And also,
true. My bad.
Nacho did not work for Russia. That's an even bigger difference.
Yes, and anyways, well, and he wasn't a whole. Anyways, okay, so this is. I don't have any proof of. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, so this is what the tech oligarchs want us to turn into. This is what they're aiming for. And if you don't believe me, there is another video that we can go over later. I don't think we have enough time right now to do that. There are the oligarchs saying the exact things that they say in these movies. And they may go over certain of these things here. I don't think it's this video. It's another video, I think. But we will figure that out. But just listen to how scurry this is and to how America seems like we're slipping into this.
Pondering the nature of consciousness. The Matrix transforms cyberpunk into a spectacular, philosophical tale about simulated reality and the freedom of choice, while Total Recall and its remake delve into the blurred boundaries of memory and reality, exploring the fragility of perceived experiences. "35 years later, the world of cyberpunk was revisited and expanded in Denis Villeneuve's sequel, Blade Runner 2049. The new film preserved the spirit of the original while bringing its own vision to the genre, enhancing its philosophical depth and adding visual splendor. Vast desert landscapes, contrasted with metropolises, filled with digital holograms, demonstrated how cyberpunk could transcend the familiar urban aesthetic.
Just making the dumb numb to the visualization around them so they don't understand that they're seeing commercials.
Cyberpunk is not just a genre.
Just like what Trump is doing with when he says, buy my gold coins, buy my fucking... They don't understand. They're looking at an advertisement.
It's a powerful tool for exploring complex themes and crafting captivating stories. Upgrade tells the story of a man whose life turns into a hunt for truth and revenge after a tragedy.
No, it's Upgrad. Remember?
Incident. His alliance with artificial intelligence opens up a world where the lines between man and machine blur. In Elysium, we see a dystopian future where society is divided into two parts. The wealthy enjoy a privileged life on an orbital station, while the poor struggle to survive on a decaying Earth.
Jeez, where do we see it? Yeah, okay, keep going. Okay,
offers a vision of...
Also, 3% is also a really good it's a series. That's also quite it's also quite nice.
It's a TV show or a movie?
Yeah, it's 3%? On Netflix. It's a show on Netflix. I did enjoy that. 3%.
All right.
Or on that website that Pip and farmers always talk about.
Okay, sure.
Where human consciousness becomes digital and can be transferred into any body. The possibility of eternal life is turned into a commodity available only to the rich, deepening social inequality.
Where does that happen? Not in the America, anyways.
Visual techniques characteristic of cyberpunk.
No, we don't know
in
about
this perception.
We don't know if the America's doing that.
Neon lighting, the contrast of light and shadow, reflecting screens and mirrored surfaces, create a hypnotic effect, pointing to the fusion of humans and technology. Long shots of urban landscapes often highlight the grandeur and oppressive nature of megacities. These visual solutions enhance the sense of alienation and control, emphasizing the thin line between reality and simulation. This meticulous attention to detail keeps cyberpunk both relevant and visually captivating. Cyberpunk has made an impact well beyond science fiction. Its elements appear in thrillers like Scanners, which explores the power of technology over the human mind, in dramas such as Her, focused on the emotional aspects of human interaction with artificial intelligence. Meanwhile, the blockbuster Ready Player One carries on the cyberpunk tradition, playing with the concept of virtual worlds, and highlighting just how easily the line between reality and simulation can blur.
Yeah, totally.
This film once again proves that cyberpunk isn't just about grim visions of the future, but also a wide-ranging platform for experimenting with visual style, virtual world concepts, and human identity.
Now we're going to get into cyberpunk in anime and manga. So this is more of the origin of it.
While Western cinema and literature often portray cyberpunk through megacities, corporations, and advanced technologies, Japanese animation and manga have turned the genre into an entire artistic platform.
Yeah.
In 1988, Akira proved that cyberpunk could be more than just noir science fiction.
So to me, the first things that I encountered, or when I looked back into it after being experienced to a couple other of animes, Akira was like the first origin story that I could find for cyberpunk. And I didn't know that it was a graphic novel before.
Fiction. It could also be visually spectacular, emotionally intense, and intertwine technology and superhuman abilities with social issues. The film had a monumental impact on Western pop culture, inspiring designers, artists, and filmmakers. In 1995, another masterpiece appeared, Ghost in the Shell. The protagonist, Cyborg Motoko Kusanagi, searches for her identity in a world of total cybernetization, philosophical reflections on the nature of the soul.
This was the first thing that I was experienced to an anime with cyberpunk.
Artificial intelligence and the boundaries of human consciousness made this anime a cyberpunk benchmark, influencing many subsequent works. Later sequels, such as Ghost in the Shell 2.0, standalone complex series, delve deeper into themes of a networked future and societal dynamics in a fully digitized world. Serial experiments Lane focused on virtual networks and the psychological impact of the wired on teenagers, predicting the rise of social media. Psychopaths introduced a high-tech justice system where people's fates depend on their mental metrics, while the ruling elite hides its methods of control.
You get your beauty sleep? Time you got up.
Recently, the cyberpunk genre was invigorated by the anime Cyberpunk Edge Runners, inspired by the world of the game Cyberpunk 2077. The story unfolds in the grim and unforgiving Night City, where technology serves both as a means of survival and a source of danger. The protagonist, a teenager named David Martinez, confronts injustice, poverty, and the harsh realities of the metropolis, pushing him onto the path of a cyberpunk anti-hero. The anime received rave reviews from critics and viewers alike, reigniting interest in the cyberpunk genre and boosting the popularity of the game itself. Manga also offers many fascinating cyberpunk works. Masamune Shiro's Appleseed introduces the utopian city of Olympus, where humans and bioroids struggle to find harmony. The story reflects on the fragility of human nature.
This is a crazy theme, Bobber. If you've never delved into Appleseed, whoo, this shit is insane.
In a world dominated by technology, Tsutomu Nihei's Blame takes readers into an endless labyrinth of megastructures. The silent protagonist, Killy, journeys through a world filled with isolation, and fear of uncontrollable technological...
Sorry if we did not say hello to you, AR. Hello, AR.
I did say hello to them. But
I'm sorry.
You always ignore the nice people in the Cyberpunk chats.
Oh, yeah, always. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Growth. In Battle Angel Alita by Yuki Tokishiro, the cyborg Alita searches for her purpose. Her story
this
is one of struggle, hope, and questions about what it means to be human when the body is replaced by machinery. These stories immerse readers in worlds where technology intertwines with human emotions, creating unforgettable narratives. Video games have become one of the key platforms for embodying cyberpunk aesthetics and ideas. Cyberpunk 2077, developed by the Polish studio CD Projekt Red, took the genre to a new level by bringing its scale into an interactive world. The development process...
Yeah, and we know mostly about that. Okay.
Especially how glitchy it is.
Yeah, totally.
Because it's not sold anymore, right? Because it was too glitchy? Something like that.
Yes. So, okay, I think, let me just double check this really quick. Do we want to know more about Ghost in the Shell? Akira or Blade Runner?
Blade Runner. I've never really
Blade Runner. Okay. I heard. That's all I heard. Was Blade Runner. We're just gonna do that.
Tyler here. Blade Runner is one of the most influential.
This gentleman is gonna. Hey, Hive Science, welcome.
Hi, Bree.
Hi, Bree.
Hey, Bree. We're gonna go over this really quick. We're gonna definitely
what
do
I
this.
hear from Dave. Bree has some very awesome merch, including a Bigfoot t-shirt. Seen Dave wear it. It's pretty awesome.
Bree, you have the links to like put things in the side of my chat. So if you have anything you want to, if anybody has anything they want to share and you're blue and you don't know where to go to, put it on the Ritz. I know I fucked that up like a motherfucker, but go ahead and share anything in the side of my chats, like your merch. And anybody can do that. And of course, hi, we totally promote you because you're an amazing content creator.
And Dog?
What?
Fuck you. I'm eating.
Sorry.
And you put that shit in the side chat.
Well, it's what I'd rather do than have a fucking mush chip.
Anyways.
What am I eating?
Let's crack on. Crack on.
Sci-fi franchises of all time, based on Philip K. Dick's 1968 novel.
He said, no, I'll stop. He said Dick's, though.
Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? The first film, directed by Ridley Scott, is considered a cult classic and is credited with helping launch the cyberpunk genre. Set in a dystopian future Los Angeles, the film and its...
I do agree of that because most of the other stuff was very, very underground. And then other people found Akira and a couple other of the things in the bobbers and stuff and things. You know what I'm saying?
Denis Villeneuve's Blade Runner 2049 follows special police personnel.
Everybody, please go to our Hive Sci channel, Breeze, Cryptic Corner.
Why? Oh,
put it back up. Put it back up.
Yeah. No, I wanted to click on it, but that's because it wasn't in StreamYard. I couldn't click on it. I was like, why is it not a link?
Thanks for ruining.
It is a link, but...
Thanks for ruining my goddamn giving her a commercial like thingy-mabobber. Anyways, everybody go please to Cryptic Corner Tees and show some love to our lovely Bree, our Hive Sci. And if you have not subscribed to their channel, please go to their goddamn channel and subscribe because they go over some wonderful, amazing stuff and the things. And they're awesome at the way they present content. Like, I wish I...
Did you design those shirts yourself? Because they look fucking amazing. Sorry, I just checked them out. I was like, they all look fucking amazing.
I like the big one.
So everybody, please go. Everybody, please go there and buy their stuff and things
called Blade Runners. These personnel hunt down and kill fugitive so-called replicants, a process referred to as retiring them. The replicants are created by the Tyrell Corporation to serve as slave labor, especially in the off-world colonies, which are aggressively advertised to the miserable masses on Earth. As the first film is set in the year 2019, a year that has since come to pass.
Wait, 2019's already... Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot where we are. Anyways.
Blade Runner, in a way, qualifies as a kind of alternate history. In this video, I'd like to examine the socioeconomic, political, and technological factors that form the basis of this alternate history, and answer the question, is it really so different from reality?
Dun, dun, dun. Okay. This was done like a couple years ago or something, but it's still very prevalent.
Let's find out.
I think we only went
a good starting point, in my view, is to define what exactly a replicant is, as the pop culture perception of their identity has been rather nebulous. I should mention
it's technically a migrant, but you get to choose how long they get to live. That's the weird thing about this bullshit.
Too, that throughout this video, I will include information from across the Blade Runner franchise, not just the movies, but also novels.
When they start thinking for themselves, they get killed.
No, they only have a 4-year lifespan.
The video game, the anime adaptation, and so on. But I'll be sure to make it clear what I'm referencing. Oh, and by the way, obviously spoilers for all this stuff. If you haven't seen the films, I do highly recommend them. While the original novel...
And that's what I was saying.
Hi, Commander.
Spoiler alert. Hey, Commander. But let's keep cracking on. How are you doing?
Hello, getting fine. I just got in a door. So I can basically be here as long as they're alerting me.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for being here. So here we go with the explanation of replicants.
Calls these synthetic beings androids. This term is purposefully not used in the 1982 film. Replicant was chosen by Scott to discourage preconceived ideas by the audience. As a matter of fact, replicants are genetically engineered, biologically enhanced people with superior capabilities made up entirely of organic substance.
Like these sex bots. I mean, we'll get into that. But that's what she is on screen. Anyways.
Indeed, the motto of their manufacturer, Tyrell, is more human
Tyrell
than
Corporation.
Human, a phrase appropriated
more human than human. We'll talk about that in Rob Zombie's
by renegade replicants in both films. While sometimes referred to pejoratively as skinners or skin jobs, they are virtually indistinguishable from non-engineered humans. That is, except for the fact that replicants...
I mean, if you want a skin job where I come from, that's $20 more.
Are designed to lack empathy, making them textbook sociopaths. The first replicants were introduced in the year 2000, at least according to the comics continuity. According to all versions, Tyrell's Nexus line of replicants are virtually identical to
2016.
Adult humans that have superior strength, speed, agility, resilience, and to varying degrees, intelligence, depending on the model. The Nexus 6 model, introduced by 2018, is programmed to live for a designated 4 years. This limitation, designed as
so it's only 4 years.
A kill switch to prevent replicants from developing empathy, leaves replicants emotionally inexperienced, as they lack a framework.
Wait, why would you not want them to develop empathy and to eventually become something
they want
that
them to
you
be careless.
Oh, they want them to
develop
be...
empathy, and then they develop empathy, and then they say, hey, wait a minute. Why am I killing all these people? Maybe I should kill the people here. What I need to kill these people?
Yeah, no, they want them to be Joker. They want them to be Jokers the whole time for 4 years. Just the insane. They want them to be the worst people in the world.
Have to work because, and if they have empathy and they see like, oh wait, my colleague that's been working for 4 years is now getting killed. That's sad. Then they will rise up.
Of course.
Don't have empathy. You don't have to. You will not stand up for someone else.
Well, and AR's got it right. Short for a fleshlight robot. You know, if you see your fleshbot, whatever, fleshlight robot,
Yeah.
No, we already saw the flesh bot. No, now it says short for fleshlight robot. Do you know what a fleshlight is, a dog?
Yeah.
Okay, then
Well,
you should already.
Yeah, it's flashlight shaped. It's like a
but
like a dildo with a fanny on the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically,
Thank you. Okay,
dildo.
there we go.
A reverse
Anyways, yes.
Well, wasn't Jude Law he was a tech bot, wasn't he, in AI?
And after you see your friend who is a flesh bot getting fucked that many times up their arsehole, you're like, can we make this different? I don't know.
Only in the dungeon.
Did I go really dark there? Anyways, let's crack on.
To deal with their emotions. This prompts multiple replicants to revolt and negotiate the terms of their designated lifespan. Some replicants are given to people who accept an offer to immigrate to the off-world colonies, while others are used in combat to protect colonists and explore new worlds. The first film's opening crawl states that after a bloody mutiny against an off-world colony is staged by a Nexus 6 combat team, the manufacturing of replicants is banned on Earth with some exceptions. As replicants are not seen as human and are afforded no rights or protections, the Blade Runners are assigned to hunt down and retire them. It's unclear when the Blade Runner units were established. The comics continuity states that it was in 2000.
Oh, hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave. What's up?
Hail, Bigfoot.
Yeah.
9, after the murder of a Tyrell employee named Lydia Kine, blamed on a Nexus 4 and prompting extensive redesigns. But in any event...
Oh my god, one fucking thing caused a murder. Woo! That's what's so funny. I love when these people are like, because one case happened, then we need to change everything. Yeah, do we need to manicure the way that certain things happen if a fucking problem happens? Totally.
Well,
but
I mean... You just use people for the job. Yeah, you engineered them with empathy, then maybe they would walk and murder you. But then you'd have to pay them.
Yeah. Then you have to pay them a decent wage. Exactly, you're right. Okay, so here we go.
They're in place by 2019. Replicants are so similar to humans that most regular people can't tell them apart, notwithstanding the fact that it's often safer for a replicant to...
So, are there laws going to be put in place where, hey, honey, are you AI? And they have to tell you, just like, no, I'm just kidding.
To pretend to be a regular human and keep their true identity.
I was thinking the police, but that's a joke. You can't ask an undercover cop if they are an undercover cop, and they have to tell you. That's not a thing.
Secret. A replicant can be detected using the Voight-Kampff test, which is introduced by name in the original novel. The test attempts to provoke emotional responses to a series of emotionally charged and sometimes disturbing questions. Replicants' nonverbal responses are different from a standard human's, particularly the dilation of their pupils. According to Rick Deckard, played by Harrison Ford,
I mean, at that point, they might have just shoved a dildo up their butt that could tell how often they clench their butthole after a question.
Typically, a replicant can be spotted after 20 or 30 questions.
Did I go too far with that? I'm sorry, I totally did. I know.
Questions, but sometimes replicants can be very difficult.
When do I not go over the top on?
I mean, how would the replicant's responses be any different from a sociopath? Or was he?
No, it literally is the same difference. The only thing that's different is, or the way that we can say that they're. God damn it! The only thing that's different is like you can actually make the parameters of their understanding this far. That's the whole thing that's so funny about all of these people that are anti-AI. They're like, oh my god, it's out of control and we don't know what to do. Hey, Majestic.
Hey, Majestic.
They're up? Like, it's out of control. We can't. No, you literally can give parameters to these things to make it only work in certain ways. as of right now, and do I understand the concept of things going out of the parameters if we did not make those quotation and or end marks so that it didn't think outside of the box? Totally. But right now, what's so funny is like there's so many people that are telling us that AI is actually based on just us giving it this block of information, and then it looks through that, and that's it. Like there's no overtaking yet. It does not have a consciousness. It's not smart. It doesn't know anything. It just goes off of what it's told as of right now. To 3/11/2025, there is no consciousness in AI. Let's put it that way. But let's track on.
Difficult to spot. Again, we are talking about flesh and blood beings, not robots. In order to give replicants an emotional cushion to make them more controllable, Tyrell Corporation's founder and CEO, Eldon Tyrell, sought to upgrade replicants by implanting them with memories of a false past. As a demonstration, Tyrell created Rachel, a Nexus 7 replicant implanted with the memories.
It's goddamn always Rachel. Every time I date a Rachel, it's always this. Never mind, I'll stop there.
Of Tyrell's niece. In the first film, Rachel believes herself to be human before Deckard determines she is, in fact, a replicant. Blade Runner.
I'm sorry, my earphones fell out because I hit him. What? This is truck.
Yeah, it's always a Rachel.
So is Rachel. Okay. Dude, oh my god, the best sex. And never mind, we'll talk about it later. I'm so gonna stop.
You know where all this is
gonna 2049 also confirms
you talk
that
about
Rachel...
sex. That's where it's all going to start. It's all going to start with fucking VR and some device that you're going to put on your dick or whatever. But with VR, and you're going to, it's going to be that sort of scenario.
Hey, dog. Thank you for jumping the gun and fucking up what we're going over tomorrow, you damn twat.
I apologize.
Son of a bitch. You totally fucked up everything I was doing for tomorrow over people being partners being okay with robots having sex with their partners and all of the VR and all the virtual sex. Thanks for fucking up that was happening tomorrow.
See you Thursday, guys.
See you Wednesday. Which is tomorrow. That's what we were going over. No, actually,
Sorry.
I actually did that to make it so I didn't have to talk about it later. Thank you, dog. But so here we go. We're talking about that tomorrow, but let's keep cracking on with the replicant.
Rachel was an experimental reproductive model who ultimately conceives a daughter with Deckard. She dies during childbirth in 2021 due to complications. But according to Tyrell, she has an open-ended lifespan. This feature, as well as ocular implants for easier identification, is included in Nexus 8 models, rushed onto the market in 2020 until they are discontinued 3 years later. So the
Wait, did he just say that we have to have ocular sex in the future? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
No. He said ocular implant.
I know.
Why the fuck did they just put some tattoos or microchips in them to make them easier in the first place? Not a one.
Yeah. All of this could be the easiest way with a handful of other ways to do this. And a implant, microchip, and a handful of other things are the easiest way to do that.
The movie replicants are clearly not androids in the traditional sense. Androids are humanoid robots that, while often covered in a fleshy outer material, are more fully artificial in nature when it comes to the inside. The line between human, android, cyborg, robot, and other related terms does tend to blur in science fiction and even in real life, but to me, it's clear that the replicants are basically clones. They're genetically engineered rather than fully designed from scratch. They're more human than
I don't know because don't they bleed that like white milk or something? So I don't know.
No, that was the androids from Alien.
Oh, that is Star Wars,
designed
right? Yeah,
to be subservient. They fulfill jobs that are being inappropriate for humans, including the aforementioned hazardous conditions of the off-world colonies for exploration and combat. as well as professions like prostitution. Indeed, the pleasure model replicants are one of the chief exceptions to the ban in place on Earth after 2018. In terms of real-world research and technology that could have gone into this, well, we've been cloning animals for decades, and manipulating the human genome has been a fascination of ours for much, much longer. As Niander Wallace puts it in Blade Runner 2049, every civilization was built off the backs of a disposable workforce. Thus, replicants offer a way for humanity to continue this trend without it being explicitly defined as slavery. The replicants are a paradox, simultaneously subhuman and superhuman. If that doesn't scream eugenics, I don't know what does. But as for Blade...
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into...
That wouldn't creating a sentient being that is for all intended purposes human just be slavery.
Okay.
Just because you grew it in a vat doesn't mean that it was not human.
Okay, so let's get into this.
Cyberpunk 2077 has completely reignited the cyberpunk genre, that once cheesy computer jargon landscape that dominated the 80s and 90s. The genre goes beyond Blade Runner, Akira, and William Gibson novels though. The often Tokyo-centered genre span into all aspects of cinema. I say Tokyo-centered as realistically most of the cyberpunk texts set themselves in a somewhat pseudo-Asian world, and often that was a Japanese world. And because of that, Japan is actually where we find some of the most interesting, and the 80s home VHS player, television, camera, game console, all probably from Japan. That meant one thing: Japan became intrinsically linked to technology. This has been given a name by theorists, simply called techno-orientalism. Rather simply, it's the term.
So, yeah, let's keep going.
For the association that new technology is always Asian to some degree, a stereotype that still exists, even today. But when the world was first looking to Japan to lead them into this postmodern world, surely that brought about some social pressure. This is something Western cyberpunk films never really touched on. Instead, they look at the aftereffects of a coming technological world. Like Blade Runner, for example, it focuses on what defines us as humans. Are we defined by our biology, or are we defined by our emotions? Can you be a machine and still be human? Japan was dealing with so much industry stress that they didn't have the time to think about the future. Instead, they was dealing with the sudden cultural changes that were dominating their way of life. Their economy was booming, and their cities were doubling in size. Life was changing fast. Japanese filmmakers were the only people who could really explain this. This was because they were the ones experiencing it.
This was like they experienced the modernization of technology first. So the micro of things happened there before us. Let's just put it that way. I'm not going to get into the whole logistics of what I'm talking about, but the microization of stuff happened over there. And this is where cyberpunk began, because it was about looking at technology and governments taking over people's thingies and stuff, which we've already gone over throughout this stream.
Western films show a view of distance
and it's going to say this again.
Reflection. They are slow and meditative. They have time to think, whereas Japanese cyberpunk films were fast, brutal, and totally kinetic. They showed urgency, intensity. They didn't have the time to think.
That movie is so fucking awesome. I can't remember. It's called Robot, I think, and from the 1932 or something. But anyways, I'll talk about it later, or if hopefully they say what it is.
They just reacted. These are the films I want to talk about today. Films like Tetsuo, Crazy Thunder Road, Rubber's Lover, Death Powder, and more. These are the cyberpunk films of Japan, made by independent artists who were directly influenced by the changes in Japan. They were more punk than cyber with...
And everybody go back and listen to all the names of all of the movies or the references they just said, and go watch all that stuff. And literally we are becoming all of this bull crap in different ways, shapes, and forms. But literally that's what's happening right now.
Rough and ready aesthetics, and they were straight from the belly of the beast. These films weren't defined by techno-orientalism. These were straight from the source. These were the cyberpunk films of Japan. Cyberpunk films can be split into two categories. post-human and transhuman. Post-human narratives are those like Blade Runner and Ghost in the Shell, films where they deal with the world defined by the next stage of humanity. Wolf stated that post-human is beings whose basic capacities so radically exceed those of present humans as to no longer be unambiguously human by our current standards. Films where implants and mechanical modifications dominate the human world, or virtual existences are the norm over reality, are all post-human worlds. Transhuman narratives is exactly what it means. It's where the narrative focuses on the transition towards becoming this idea of post-human.
So we get that difference between this and that yet? And this is what Elon Musk wants us to be by putting another brain chip in our brain.
He wants to put a microchip in our brain to make us all stupid like he is.
Yeah, and well, he wants to control the narrative, just like, so that's what why we did this today, talking about how Cyberpunk is becoming
Well, if he makes
America
everybody stupid, then he'll finally seem smart.
Well, and not just that, but he can just keep sucking money out of all of us. That's what they want. The gazillionaires want to suck money out of us, and that's what Trump is pushing for right now.
I'd rather suck something else out of you.
Yeah.
Wealth hoarders shouldn't exist.
I hope it's
you
cool.
Get past
Yeah, I hope as well, Hive, that chips are cool ranch flavored for sure.
This is where we find most of the Japanese cyberpunk films, at least the live-action ones. Most of the anime films like Ghost in the Shell have a more Western feel, and that's because they had the budget to achieve the modern future of a post-human world. Most of the independent films couldn't create Neo-Tokyo, instead they had to set their narrative in the modern day and look at the birth of Neo-Tokyo. The films take focus on the development of the next stage of humanity instead of being in the next stage of humanity. But these films never show it in a favourable light.
So this is the progression
Instead,
of
the transition
all this.
is often painful, harsh and shocking, a true reflection on Japan's cultural shift during the 80s. So who were the filmmakers of this genre? Who were the key...
And again, it was not to show this is going to be fun, but now we're here.
...figures and defining artists of this period of Japanese cinema? Well, simply there is 4 names: Ishii, Izumiya, Tsukamatsu, and Fuki. And beyond the films these directors created, the most interesting aspect is the way all these filmmakers were connected, because all of these filmmakers were from similar areas, similar subcultures, and as a result, they all had similar messages. First key figure, though, is Sogo Ishii. Ishii was a young filmmaker during the 70s, creating short Super 8mm movies, and eventually making his first feature-length film before he even finished school. Ishii was a poster boy for punk filmmaking, and the initial seed for the coming cyberpunk.
So here's the beginning of this, and then he hooked up with 3 other people, and we'll talk.
His early shorts were crude but charged with energy, and his first directorial debut,
I would like
High
to
School,
hook up
was
with
formerly
at least
safe but
one
thematically
person.
radical.
What's his Los?
Like if he hooked up with 3 other people, you said, hell, if I'm happy if I can only just hook up with one. Never mind.
Okay, well, this is very important, and you're being an asshole to fucking... I know.
No,
You're
Cyborg stream. So we derail every fucking minute.
I know, but like we're talking about some important shit right here, honestly.
It's normally
but
me, though.
I know, I get it.
Why
I
are you
get it.
being
Let's
the
crack on.
asshole and leaving it to me, you cunt?
Okay, so let's crack on. Let's crack on.
It was a narrative about a student who turns violent, murdering one of his teachers, a queer reflection of the real-life angst students held towards the strict educational system they found themselves in. This film was co-directed by Yukihiro Sawada, a veteran of erotic cinema. Erotic cinema in Japan was actually a key genre for liberal filmmakers to find work in the 60s. Films often had sex scenes to fill the quota, but were rarely liberal critiques of Japanese society. It wasn't until Ishii began directing features by himself that we see him become the filmmaker that was instrumental to the cyberpunk cinema. The first of these films was Crazy Thunder Road, a film that was radical in theme, and now
Crazy Thunder Road was the first one.
Unlike Panic at High School, also formally radical. It feels in line with the new wave filmmakers of the 60s and aesthetically in line with the punk culture of 80s Japan. The narrative centers around that of a biker gang, similar to those that would inhabit Akira 2 years later. The film is a Mad Max inspired
Akira and stuff
by a tale of anarchy that lacks any real element of cyber, but makes up for it with its element of punk. It's a cyberless punk film, but aesthetically, it's so close to the films that would come, it can't be ignored. Crazy Thunder Road was made as Ishii's final project for university, and fellow student Shinya Tsukamoto had always been jealous of Ishii's early success with film. Tsukamoto was the man who would go on to direct the defining film of the genre, Tetsuo the Iron Man. That wasn't until
Tetsuo the Iron Man is. I'm gonna let them say this, but if you can find a version of this to watch, motherfucking watch this bullshit.
Well,
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna. I'm not
I
gonna say
didn't know
bullshit.
that. Sorry. Go on.
But dude, this thing fucked me up when I watched this 10 years ago. Even though obviously it's fucking hella old, but no, Tetsu the Iron Man, the video or film adaptation that they did, I didn't read it. I couldn't read it. But the film adaptation that they did for this is fucked up, brah. But let's listen to what they say really quick, and then we'll keep going.
Well, I found that interesting.
You see,
that,
Ishi's influence took form before
I didn't
Tsukamoto
know
would have
Mad
it.
No,
Max
it was
was based
intro-
on his college project, Thunder Road. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But
It's available on archive.org.
Okay. It's fucking
Apparently
crazy.
It's settled that it's allowed to be on there.
Brainless, go ahead and post it in the Cinema chats. And anybody who, like, you thought Shani's vagina was fucking insane. No, fucking click on this.
That's
Don't
2-0.
click on it.
And his
Don't click
example
on it.
spread far and wide. However, the very connection between these two pioneers is a very important link that defines that this moment in
So
cyberpunk films
it's a
is a
link
feeling
that
beyond
is not to Shani's vagina, but it's to a
Yeah,
movie,
That one
right?
isn't. That one isn't.
It literally is to something that looks like her vagina at some point in time, but I
It kept
can't.
mentioned, so I had to do it.
Yeah. So yes, so let's track on.
one artist. It was a cultural feeling. After Crazy Thunder Road, 2 years later, Ishii would direct Burst City, a film that some
Burst
argue to be
City.
the first of these cyberpunk films. For me, though, I still believe it's too much of a punk film than a cyberpunk film. However, it's without a doubt the final step towards cyberpunk films, and it's without a doubt the very catalyst for.
So this is one of the ones that are actually films. Well, most of the time what we're talking about is animes and animated stuff. Because not every anime and not every okay, sorry, I said it wrong. There's stop motion animation and there's cartoon and there's live action. Let's put it that way.
For the films to come. With Burst City, Ishii wanted to film and depict the very ideology of punk. He didn't want to formally tell a story, instead he wanted to capture the essence of what punk was. And through that, he created a kinetic film that was so raw and angsty that it accomplished exactly what he attempted. On the set of Burst City,
It was just like a punk lifestyle. Now let's try. Let me try to get into. I think this is the next version of the punk lifestyle.
Show signs of being unstable. The once booming industry of Japan was beginning to crack, and Fuki shows this in 964. 964, unlike its peers, is a transhuman and also a post-human film. The narrative centers around a malfunction.
Let's get to the beginning of what he's talking about. I'm here.
Materials of technology. When the fetishist is ran over by the salaryman, they both become interlinked as their bodies slowly become one with metal. The transition is not a beautiful one, it's a painful one. The salaryman groans and agonizes as his body warps and distorts until little of him.
Okay. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna try to get to Akira if I can. I think that's in here. Maybe not. Okay, so let's get more into. I want to do like just a little bit more, and I want to get into like Akira and. We did Blade Runner Explains, right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It's also a game, Blade Runner.
Let's get into. Yeah. Okay, I don't have Akira. Where I thought I did, but let's go ahead and let's just stop it here for tonight. It's been a long night. Tomorrow we're going into drunk news, and I have a bunch of fun thingy-mobobbers for us and stuff and things. So Thank you all very much for being here. We're going to see you all tomorrow for that. Yeah, don't click that. Totally don't click that. Anyways, thank you all very much for being here. We'll see you all tomorrow. And please, if you've not liked this stream, please do. Make sure that you are subscribed. Hit the bell notifications for all so that you see every time we're doing this. If you can spend $2 a month to be a member here, please do that so that you can help support this channel, because we do all of this stuff for all of you, and it's $2 a month to subscribe. So please do that. And you can also make it so that a bunch of other people will get subscribed as well.
By
hitting the
subscribing is free.
Yeah, exactly. Subscribing is free. Becoming a member costs $2 a month, and you can also buy memberships for other people for a very small amount. And tomorrow, maybe we're going to do a thing where we're going to try to do super chats, and we're going to see how many super chats we can get. Thank you very much, Hive Science. And we will, post a link. Yes, Bree, post a link for your last or next thingy-ma-bob you're doing, so everybody can go there and everybody show Bree some love. We're gonna go ahead and give it 10 more seconds.
Slim wants to show Bree some love, eh?
I mean, I want to make the hive stronger. All right,
giggity, giggity, giggity.
Thank you all very much. Go ahead and Bree, post that link for your channel or a stream that's coming up or something you want to share.
Well, you know what? Okay, quickly go to channel.
I just want to see what she. Anyways, thank you all very much for being here. We'll see you all the same freak time, same freak channel, and we'll see you all tomorrow for Drunken News Report. And thank you, everybody.
You already started drinking. You noticed?
Yes, thank you all for being here. See y'all.
Thanks, everyone.
Good night, fuckers.
Everybody, we're gonna get the fuck out of here. So everybody say bye.